We had a particularly cold Vancouver morning on Sunday, and I thought it would be a nice treat to get the girls some hot chocolate. And this is a small team, right? We do graduated programs, so they're not playing 11-a-side soccer. Anyways, I went to go get 8 hot chocolates, Jake, and this is at McDonald's, and they're like $30. And I was like, wait a minute, what? And so inflation, I see it. We all see it. We all experience it. Even though the Fed wants to tell us it's transitory or it's limited to single digits, it's not. And you know what? For me, what brought me to this industry was I wanted to maintain a middle-class lifestyle for myself and my family. And I thought the way I could do that was through protecting myself through the metals. But it's, I think it's a really sad state of affairs. It is a war. It's a war on the consumer. It's a war on the middle class. It's a war on the poor. And I really think we're providing a great service in that we're educating people that, there is a way to protect yourself. Silver at, under $30 an ounce here is a tremendous way to protect yourself. And if the only thing you do from watching this video is go out and get yourself 1 ounce of silver, I think we've done a great service here. First of all, there are tools to fight deflation, right? My biggest concern is when the inflation really kicks in, what tools does the Fed have to curb inflation when we've got record debt levels? So that's the first thing. The second part of that is, I look at, where investors need to start getting into a mindset is we need to get away from this instant gratification, this second by second, minute by minute momentum trading. We need to get into getting into companies that have solid balance sheets, that have good management teams, and not be concerned about how companies or assets are trading on a weekly or quarterly basis, but really look at it from take a step out, and you don't have to go that far out. And I think silver's performed really well, and I think that the mining equities are showing us. I'll give you an example. So silver was up 44% in 2020. A good, highly leveraged silver equity would outperform that by 300%. So, I think for myself, silver is protecting investors. To answer your question, why silver is the investment of our lifetime right now in this moment is as we're getting this destruction of currencies, it's protecting us through its monetary hedge. But on the other side, there's growing industrial demand. So silver is truly, the specialist metal on the board, and one of the specialist investment classes that there is out there. So I think there's tremendous value here on a multiple metrics. Just taking the silver to gold ratio as one aspect. Silver is extremely inexpensive relative to gold at this moment. So I think there's tremendous upside. I think there's big upside for gold. Silver's going to outperform. What brought me to it was experience. So I went and I worked for a gold miner in the 2000s. And I watched that gold miner go from 7 cents a share to $5. I watched that.
Oh, jeez.
And I watched that gold miner go from inception to $1 billion for market cap. And, we had to work really hard over 6.5 years to build up a 600-person team, to raise $500 million to get a mine into operation. And all that hard work, that blood, sweat, and tears, as a personal investor, I made as much on a silver investment inside of 6 months as a passive investment that I did helping to build a mining company. So I told myself that the next time I thought I left the gold market and I focused on base metals from 2011 to 2014. I came back to gold in 2014. By 2018, Jake, I said, you know what? It's time to go all in on silver. And I was deliberately picking Dolly Varden because of its grade, because of its location, but I wanted as much exposure to high quality silver ounces because I saw what it did last cycle. And if you go back, you study history, what happened in 2011 was not unique. It played out in 1980, it's played out throughout history. And so silver has got tremendous leverage, and it's really rare. Most of the silver produced in the world, 70% of it is produced as a byproduct. So having a vehicle that's really giving you real exposure to precious metals, particularly silver, is quite unique. It only represents about 30% of the silver market. And most of that silver is in places that I don't want to invest, in countries like Argentina. So to find a project in Canada is quite unique. Before I go into the history, I just think that from an investing side, what attracted me was when I took over as CEO of Dolly Varden, February 16th, 2020. So about a year and a half ago. The reason I took the job was Dolly Varden was trading at 37 cents per ounce in the ground. And I looked around the peer group, Jake, and the peers are trading at 75 cents. So I thought something's wrong here. Like, why is this company needs to be, the story needs to be told. And by telling the story, we'll get in line with our peers. There's an opportunity there. But more importantly, in a bull market, silver can trade at $3.30 per ounce in the ground. I'm talking about real mineable ounces. So I thought, okay, there's an opportunity to get up in line with our peers. But if we move into the type of market I think we're moving into, there's a 10x opportunity from where we were trading in February. Now that's just on silver. That's if the company, we sat on our hands and we did nothing, okay? But what I did is I brought in a team of explorationists that work in the area, that know how to find more silver. Because even if the price of silver stays flat, if we find more inventory, we'll be valued more. So if we take the resource, which is currently at 44 million ounces, and I've stated, Jake, my goal, I've got two goals at Dolly. When I first came in, it was to capitalize the company. So in my first 6 months, I raised $26 million. And I didn't raise it at that 37-cent valuation. I raised it at a higher valuation, so it was non-dilutive for my shareholders. The second part of this is I'm on a quest for 100 million ounces of silver. I want to take our 44 million ounces. I want to take it to 100. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to take it to 100. I'm going to exceed 125 million ounces.